King Edward III was born in 1312 to King Edward II and Isabella of France. He is known for his victories during the 100 Years' War and a reign of 50 years, making him one of the longest reigning monarchs in English history. Under Edward's leadership, the Kingdom of England became one of Europe's most powerful military force. Sadly, he outlived his eldest son, Edward the Black Prince, resulting in his grandson, Richard II, succeeding to the throne upon Edward's passing. Edward's mother, Isabella, was the daughter of King Philip IV of France and is also known to history by the nickname the She-Wolf of France. She was an intelligent, manipulative, and ruthless woman who had later turned against her husband Edward II and invaded England with her lover Roger Mortimer, almost bringing down the Plantagenet dynasty and her own son's inheritance in the process. Their marriage was arranged primarily for diplomatic reasons, but also to secure an heir to the throne. However, it marked a turbulent period in English history. Edward's grandfather was Edward I of England, or Edward Longshanks as he was known, due to the fact that he was over 6 feet tall, which was gigantic by medieval standards. Edward Longshank was the famous Hammer of the Scots, who had 16 children with his first wife. King Edward III succeeded his father as king at the age of 14, making him one of the youngest kings ever to rule England. During his early reign, Mortimer and Isabella served as regents for him. Later on, the 1st of February, 1327, Mortimer was taken by surprise and consequently imprisoned in the Tower of London, where he later faced execution as a traitor. His mother, on the other hand, was given no mercy and received a life sentence of confinement at Castle Rising in Norfolk. In an effort to increase England's power and influence in Europe, Edward III worked hard to expand its reach abroad. He strived to form strong alliances with other European countries, such as France and Scotland, while also engaging in successful wars against them. This allowed him to extend England's presence on the continent and increase its international standing. Edward III also sought to strengthen England's economy by introducing new laws and policies to encourage the growth of trade and industry. He was especially keen to make England a center for international trade, and to this end, he built many ports and docks around the country. He also established the Exchequer, which was a central financial institution for England and Wales. Additionally, he encouraged the growth of English wool production, which provided a much-needed source of income for the country. He also developed a strong navy to protect the English coastline and to keep the sea lanes safe for trade. Edward III was also a great patron of the arts, and he commissioned many works of art and architecture throughout his reign. He was particularly interested in the Gothic style, and this is reflected in many of the buildings that he ordered constructed, including Durham Cathedral and York Minster. These buildings remain some of the greatest examples of Gothic architecture today, and they are a testament to Edward III's skill as a ruler and patron of the arts. Edward III's greatest achievement was arguably the creation of the Order of the Garter in 1348. This organization was established by Edward III as a way to recognize those who had distinguished themselves while serving their country or had done something noteworthy for their king or queen. The Order of the Garter is still active today, and its members are some of the most respected people in Britain. Edward III had a strong appreciation for architecture and art, which is why he commissioned some of England's most iconic landmarks during his reign. These include Windsor Castle, St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle, Durham Cathedral, York Minster, and many more. By the time of his death on June 21, 1377, Edward had become increasingly unpopular due to his lack of victories in France. The only lands left under English control were Calais and a slice of Gascony. His 10-year-old grandson, Richard II, succeeded him as King of England after Edward's son, the well-respected Black Prince, passed away just 1 year prior. King Edward III was buried at Westminster Abbey following his stroke, which he never fully recovered from. Today, these structures are still admired throughout Britain as symbols of the country's history. Edward III died in 1377 after ruling for over 50 years. His legacy lives on through these monuments he commissioned throughout England, which continue to draw visitors from around the world every year. He is remembered as one of England's greatest kings due to his ability to expand England's influence abroad, as well as maintaining peace within its borders during a tumultuous time period in Europe's history. The life story of King Edward III is truly remarkable. Not only did he seek out greatness for himself, but also left behind an incredible legacy that continues even today, centuries later. Edward III is an iconic figure in English history, and his life and legacy will continue to be remembered for centuries to come. His generosity, caring nature, and willingness to donate to many different causes and organizations demonstrate the positive impact he had on the people of England. Even though he did not achieve the success he had hoped for, his impact on the history of England is undeniable. His story serves as a reminder of the importance of ambition, courage, and vision for any ruler or any leader, and can be an inspiration for anyone looking to make their mark on history. King Edward III has captivated England's heart and become one of the most recognizable and legendary figures of the ancient world. Consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and clicking on the bell icon below to be notified whenever we drop new videos like this. See you soon.